Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. This is Omar Abdul-Malik, physician assistant and health educator. Today I want to talk about the passing of the death of the rapper known as DMX. His real name was Earl Simmons, and he died yesterday. That's Friday on the 9th, and it was a really tragic death because from what I read, he left behind 10 children. His death, Earl Simmons' death, really touched upon a lot of things to me because we were around the same age, and there's been a number of deaths of well-known black men in the age group of what I call the aging Generation Xers. So those of us that are in our late 40s, even early 60s. A lot of us are dying from things that are really preventable deaths, heart attacks, complications from strokes. A lot of these things are poorly controlled. Type 2 diabetes, hypertension. I don't know if you guys can see me, the sun's going down. And, mental health issues that many of us try to self-medicate with drug use. And DMX, he talked about his mental health issues over the years. I think he suffered from bipolar in one of his videos, he was saying. And just had a fairly hard life. And it looks like he eventually succumbed to it. One of the things with drug use, and it's still, I don't know, I haven't seen the absolute latest things in the news about his death, like the autopsy reports, if they'll even release that. I don't know how that's not a HIPAA violation, but if it's drug use, that can cause something called vasospasms in the cardiac arteries and lead to ischemia and eventually necrosis of cardiac tissue, hence the heart attack. But I don't know what to say. I talk about this issue about a lot. I'm very passionate about that, about men's health issues, in particular black men's health in the urban environment. No offense to anybody else, I don't mean to exclude you, but I am a black man in my 50s, and most of the patients who I treat in the hospitals as a hospital's PA, and over the years in outpatient, have been black men. I'm here in Washington, D.C. And what I notice is that many of us get early onset of, usually age-related diseases. So things that are from chronic mental health issues, chronic poorly controlled diabetes and hypertension, and then engage in lifestyles that aren't the most efficacious. So we're talking about things that you can control. You don't have to smoke cigarettes. You don't have to have eat bad food. You don't have to lose control. Is one of DMX's albums. I'm about to lose control. Up in here. And that sounded cool, but if you're somebody that isn't really good at controlling your temper or your passions, that can literally be the death of you. And I've seen that a lot. I worked in mental health in conjunction with outpatient clinics for several years, and I saw a lot of black men succumb to untreated mental health issues, and a lot of these things, when they weren't self-medicating with various drugs, they would get into trouble. And I think that happened to DMX, a few times over the years. But one of my goals, one of my passions, is to really try to provide health education to the best of my ability, so we don't see a lot of this. I'm afraid we're going to see more of it. Dr. Dre, I believe he had a stroke a few months ago or several months ago. He and I are in the same age group, 50s. And, we just got to do a better job of trying to take care of ourselves and each other, I would say. One of the things with mental health issues in the black community, especially the black male community in the urban environment, is that we don't talk about our mental health issues. Because if you start crying or act out, people will be like, oh man, he's soft, man, he's doing all that crying, talk about his baby mama, or you don't want to get labeled as crazy, in a bad way. The sisters start talking about you, well, girl, he's crazy. But it's a very difficult thing to deal with. And I've had brothers in my office, crying, literally breaking down in tears about life issues that they had. And they said they couldn't confide in anybody else because you got to be strong. You got to be able to handle your business. But, as a PA, you can help be a solution. You can help a lot of these brothers. I'll start with setting a good example. One of the things I do is I pray a lot. DMX was known for praying. There was a very touching video I saw in which he was praying with a group of his fellow entertainers. And then getting some alone time and, dealing with your stress through exercise. I love coming out here. Look at these beautiful woods. It's nearby my home. Yeah. Get out in the woods, even if it's a few trees and a patch of grass, you can get out there and commune with nature and listen to the birds instead of people arguing. Being a PA will give you the knowledge necessary to try to do, to help do things like, some kind of psychological and psychiatric intervention, not necessarily pharmaceuticals, but help people to the best of your medical knowledge. And then the health education background will do the same. Anyway, I rambled on. That's it for now. I hope that DMX finds the peace in death that seems to elude him in the life of this world. I extend my condolences to his family, his remaining family and friends that he left behind. Anyway, guys, if you want to get to know how to become a physician assistant like me, I've been doing it for 20 years. It's a great profession. I'm still loving it. You can reach me on Instagram and look at your personal statements and so forth and try to help you get in. Take care. Peace.